This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118:24. Have your way, Lord. Welcome to the More Than Conquerors Life Center Sunday School with Sister Tracy. The lesson for today is Jesus' first miracle. The scripture is John chapter 2, verses 1 through 11. The lesson aimed to give the details of Jesus' first miracle, which reinforced his disciples' belief in him as the Messiah. The time, AD 26, the place, Cana. I've included a biblical timeline if you would like to further your studies. And as a review, AD means Anno Domini. BC means before Christ. And the third day, there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there, and both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto him, They have no wine. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not come yet. His mother saith unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Jesus saith unto them, Fill the water pots with them. And they filled them up to the brim. And he saith unto them, Draw out now, and bear unto the governor of feast. And they bare it. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and saith unto him, Every man at the beginning doth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee, and manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. The lesson discussion, the wine runs out, Jesus performs a miracle. So Jesus, his mother Mary, and his disciples were invited to a wedding, and we can assume that it was the wedding of a family member or a close friend of the family. And we can assume this because Mary, Jesus' mother, expressed her concern over supplying the festivities or making sure there was enough for everyone to eat and drink. Even though Jesus was starting his mission that God had given him, he still took time here for this social interaction or just people joining together for the wedding. And keep in mind, as we work for God, and Jesus set this example here, as we're working for God, it includes being with others so that we are provided with additional opportunities to witness to others. Well, as they attended the wedding, Mary heard a servant say, There's no more wine. What can we do? And Mary suggested to them, Do what Jesus tells you to do. So Jesus told them to fill 6 water pots with water to the rim. And this would ensure that the wedding party had plenty. Keep in mind that God always gives with abundant generosity. Jesus instructed them to pour a cup for the governor of the feast, and he was a person that usually arranged the feast, took care of all the activities of the guests. And as he tasted the water that was turned to wine by Jesus, he said to the groom, Every man at the beginning doth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. And so here, they're just saying that normally throughout a feast or wedding feast, people bring out all the good wine first, and then when people are drunk, they may not notice later on that you've substituted the drink and given them something that's probably a lot less expensive. So the governor, not knowing, he wasn't aware at all that this miracle had taken place, but the disciples were aware that the water that they filled in the water pots had been turned into wine. So the governor, not knowing that a miracle had occurred, was amazed that the groom had done the opposite of what's normally done during these type festivities. So to him, it may have seemed a waste because the expensive wines would have made a better impression on the guests early in the festivities and put the groom in higher regard. But what we learn is that whatever Jesus creates something, whenever he creates something, it will be of the highest quality because God simply does not make junk. And keep that in mind also as you think about the fact that God created you. So if he took the time to create you, or think about bringing you into creation and just bringing his thoughts into fruition to create you, that is pretty powerful and pretty special, that God loved you so much that he thought about you and then brought you into creation. So one other thing we must keep in mind here is whenever Jesus performed a miracle, it wasn't to brag or show off or to draw attention to himself. His miracles were never meant to overshadow the glory of God. So Jesus performed miracles to put the glory of God on display and to show love to others. So, and also we've had a lot of testimonies coming forth where even our own members were blind and now they see. So we thank God for still being a miracle worker in this present day and time. And here's some vocabulary terms. Water pots, a vessel for holding or conveying water. Purifying, removes contaminants from something. Manifested, display or to show. Firkins is a unit of measurement roughly equal to a Hebrew bath, or about 9 gallons. Here are some links for your enjoyment. I've included a biblical timeline and a song entitled Jesus and His Miracles. Thank you so much for joining the More Than Conquerors Life Center Sunday School. Please contact me if you would like to share some Kids Corner information to post in the video for next week. God bless you, India, Skylar, Timothy, Zanaya, Noel, Taylor, DeMarco, Tyler, Leroy, Jalen, CJ, Jermaine, Victoria, Nevaeh, Grant, Faith, Erica, Moya, Grace, and from our Collegiate Corner. Blessings on each of your endeavors, Selena, India, and Gabby.